Hi, everybody. If you're 45 or older, talk to your doctor, schedule a colonoscopy. We're going to look at my little trap for catching rabbit poop. The rabbit poop that I use for my biochar inoculation. We're in Minnesota, United States. Just about east central Minnesota. Over here is my little biochar factory. And over here is my rabbit poop trap. And in 4 days, you can see how much rabbit crap it collected. Now, at one other point, I did talk about this, but a lot of you guys probably aren't familiar. That is willow branches from that willow over here. That willow was one tree. It busted off in a storm and then started sprouting up. So it was similar to this here, but busted off in a storm and then multiple, sprouted up. Stalks, branches, whatever. Trunks. So I thinned that out this year, all the smaller stuff, and had it piled up because I was going to cut those strips into shorter chunks to then put in my to make biochar out of it, basically to make first activated charcoal, and then turning that into biochar using the rabbit turds. Now you can also turn those rabbit turds into biochar. But this is a pile of branches, basically small little trees that came out of the ground there, on a metal piece of roofing tin. Okay? You can see the rabbits are stripping the bark off, consuming it, and then turning that into waste, which then I will use as fertilizer. That is cold composted in the rabbit's stomach, so it is completely safe to use as it is sitting right now. We could take that and put that into our plants. So we're going to use it for that. And we're going to use it for some of our inoculation of our biochar. We're going to inoculate it a couple of different ways, but I just figured I'd show you guys that. That's a rather substantial pile of branches, so I will kind of stir it up over time, and they'll strip all it off. We'll cut it up into pieces, and then we'll put it into our, it's something like a gasifier. I can't have offhand think of what the frick they call it, but it's basically, I have a popcorn tin that holds probably 2 or 3 gallons, right? It just barely fits in the entrance of that barrel stove. I'll fill that full of organic material. It doesn't really matter what, branches, rabbit poop, frickin' birds, whatever, anything that's dead. And it basically cooks off everything in it except for the carbon structure, and then you quench it with water. I'm going to use snow. That's what I've used in the past, and that opens up all the pores inside that structure. You break it into little pieces. You don't want it so much into powdery dust, although you could do it that way, but the bigger chunks work better. If you ask me, not bigger, I mean about the size of a pea, a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, dust, whatever, combination. And then if you haven't noticed right as of yet, this is the ice slide. I'm going to make this video a little shorter because it is in 4K, so you can get a good view of it. That's why we're not live here. The live camera does not do anything justice. Hope everybody's doing well. This is officially the first. Let me see if I can get this camera to quit freaking out. There we go. Back up, back up, back up. All right. This is going to be the first official day that the slide will be open. Maybe not fully open, because I still have to put some side rails on it. And I want to put some grips on here at the very beginning, so you can have something to like launch you with. Alright, give me a second. And then we'll slowly work our way all the way out. There's a lot of snow that has to be packed down, but eventually we'll make it all the way out there to the pond. That's a pond out there in the little woods there. Let's see. So you can see the brush and then the white just beyond the brush. The white is the pond out there. We've got two of them. We got one there and we've got one another 100 or so yards back. Wow. Okay. Not bad so far. Thanks everybody for watching. Peace.